Thanks for tuning in. I'm Asalieri. Welcome to Douchebag Radio
with your host TNP Asalieri. Today we have 1176, the Soundwave Ninja, Dooku 11384, the Highwayman, Brian, the Gaming Archaeologist, Jerpy, the Pirate of the Copper Wire, and Helsing 920, Emer Gen C.
And today we're going to talk to Peter, Dr. Pepper Lap, one of the driving forces behind Reviewtopia, and we're going to ask some hard questions about the decisions made by Reviewtopia's elite and what the future of the website holds. We're also going to see what this self-appointed businessman had to say about his own product. Coming up next on the Asalieri Show.
Oh, Retro Gamer 3, go away.
Oh my god, James signed it.
I mean, I try not to be, because who am I anyway? I make videos, but I really just don't like him. I just can't. I give everybody a fair shot, and I'll say, well, I'm not just going to watch it again. I don't really care. But every time I see him, I don't like him.
I watched his Nintendo 64 video, and then I was just like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah,
I was like, okay, this is boring, but
And it's actually a running joke amongst us in the gaming section, except for him, obviously, but amongst me and Joey at least, that we always say, holy, Hannah Montana's pussy. We'll just say that in a Skype conversation.
Well, here's my question. Why did you guys add him? When you got you and you got Rue, I mean, isn't that enough?
He's part of the Geek Fighters. He was part of the merger. Like, I would gladly get rid of him and have Asa on there, or who was somebody? There's another guy we're looking at as a friend of ours. His name's Mark.
No, put me on it, because fuck, I have more of a legitimate reason to be on there than some of these other jokers.
Hey, it's the Game Boob. I
love that the Game Boob on there. I think that's what I wanted the site to be, kind of almost a meta site, like to have people doing parodies of angry reviews and all that. That's why I thought Asa would have been great reviewing reviewers, but obviously, how much they listen to me.
And then have fucking Game Boob and Asa waging war with each other.
Yeah.
Andrew.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you this Dr. Pepper guy's fucking thing. Add him to our call.
Really? Okay.
Brian,
I'm going to fucking settle this.
Don't say anything that I've said to you tonight, okay?
Sure thing, dude.
Fuck this, dude. I'm an open person. You're gonna fucking confront me as an open,
I mean between what I've been talking about with you guys.
What he actually has been telling us. We aren't allowed to divulge company secrets.
No, you don't have to divulge. Just what
my secrets, my ass. There's no company here.
Brian, you're gonna be like, hey Doc, what's up?
I'll tell Pete how I feel about this situation.
What's up, Doc?
Before you add him, I have one quick question to see which is funnier. Should we go when I parody this fella? Should I go with Dr. Pooper or should I go with Pib MD?
Pib MD. Go with
Pib MD.
Go with fucking Pib MD, buddy.
Okay,
more
Eric.
Highbrow, to be honest with you.
Okay,
right, Eric, you win.
Okay, he knows, you've already talked to him. It's like, I'm sending you this guy. He'll patch you through.
There you go. Yeah. I've been talking to him.
Okay.
No, dude. I'm not going to answer your fucking call. You're coming to my fucking call.
See, that's what he probably won't do that. I'm surprised he would come in here.
Wow,
tell me. He's not a fucking coward. He should get his ass in here now.
Well, to be honest with you, it's like it's 6-on-1, guys. I mean,
tell him that you're in here.
6-on-1. Wait a minute, dude.
Wait a minute. Well, I'm sorry.
Oh my, things are getting hot and heavy.
His fucking.
He hasn't accepted my.
For him to come to my boys.
I can be a mediator.
Put in a good word.
Now,
this conversation that I had with Peter, I never was in. If I was there, I would have probably smoothed it over.
What I actually was, what I was going to say, dude, is that I honestly have no stake in this. So I honestly am just gonna listen.
I can try and add him, but I don't think he would do much.
But I figure since you guys know me, that I'm probably a little more.
Well, yeah, dude. I mean, you actually, shit, dude. Now, you actually are, cool, calm, and collected. Yeah. I mean, you aren't gonna spaz on him.
Oh no, I'm not gonna spaz out.
Neither am I. Neither is.
I think he should.
And Asa isn't either. Asa here actually wants to, talk it out. It's just that Asa sounds.
I'm going to be as stern as fucking
Eric
Stan was with Mark the other day. I'm not.
Yeah, I just don't know.
Understood, man.
Okay,
I
I,
don't
I,
know.
I, sent, I resent the contact request saying like, yo, hey man, I'm a friend of Asalieri's.
I just don't know. Like Brian knew me. I didn't even know that people knew me from.
Well, we knew of you. I mean, that's not. We didn't know you personally, obviously.
Yeah. I didn't realize people knew of me. So
We all read business.
I'd really like him to explain,
I don't
all
know
his
if
actions, to be honest, because I think what he did with his little chat thing was kind of gay too.
Like
I
I'll
told him. You saw me screaming at. I said.
Oh, okay. He accepted it.
All right, cool.
I don't know if I'll
Add
be.
him to the call.
I
I'm
don't know
gonna
if
stay
I'll be
quiet,
enemy
too.
by
I'm just gonna
default.
be
I don't
here.
know if I'll be enemy by default because busy street.
Okay.
Here we go.
All right, so here he is. Let me talk to the guy here.
Sure thing, dude. Take
All
it.
right, so
Sorry. By the way, I'm
So-
sorry I didn't get that. I didn't know that Andrew was hosting the call. I
Hi, you're
figured
on
it out.
the air.
yeah, he's hosting the call, or else I would have added you.
Right.
Now,
I was.
Here's the thing: a couple of months back,
Right.
we had a little conversation, much in a place like this one. I was basically in your territory. Some of the boys, like Brian here, who's actually in the call with us, was vouching for me, and he was vouching
Right.
for my work and everything I did. And you
Right.
basically berated me in front of your friends and said that I'm a bad influence, that I have a bad website, that I have a bad reputation, and that this was and because you didn't want material like reviewing a reviewer on your site, that you were refusing me on your site. And now, here what I see is someone who is an exact photocopy of what I do, on your site. What the fuck is this, man? I mean, what kind of man does that?
Okay.
Speak for yourself now.
Right. No. And I okay. So regarding our conversation, the brand, a company's brand is the most important thing, the asset that they have. You know this. I know this. Anybody who has any business sense of any sort knows this. And so, really, the question was, what is good for the brand of the company? And are you a wrestling fan? I can't recall.
He is. So am I.
I am, but I don't. I don't talk about wrestling on my site.
Okay. So taking as an example, TNA right now, what they're dealing with Jeff Hardy. I can't recall if they fired him today or not.
They haven't actually fired him. No, they actually
fired him.
just sent
What
him
happened
home.
was
Sent him home.
they sent him home. They didn't let him tape.
Okay, but despite whether or not he sells tickets, because I'm willing to bet he does.
So are you you're going to compare me to a drug addict now?
Yeah, that's what it seems like.
No. But what I'm saying is that that they're recognizing that their brand has value, with what little fucking value TNA's brand has, and they have to take stock in instances of whether or not a decision will hurt their brand.
Now,
Now-
it's funny that you're saying this because I did say that you're kind of like the Dixie Carter to that guy with the glasses.
Is that real? Okay. I don't think I smile as much. I mean, I'm not like maybe.
True.
I'm not that.
You seem to have more of a personality.
I don't think Dixie's smiling too much either after that stunt.
Fair enough. Fair
You
enough.
seem
Oh, she's dead. Leave her.
agree.
You have like emotion in your voice, so
Well, I hope so. But basically, when it comes to reviewing a reviewer, and I suppose the difference between reviewing a viewer and Charlie's show is not necessarily the show itself, as far as like how I'm trying to think of the word caustic or it is or is not.
Yeah, except you based your opinion of my caustic levels on one review, which happened to be a review on a guy that you liked and who you endorsed on your site.
No. What I was saying is that because of the reviews that you have made, you have generated a negative, I'm trying to think of the word, reputation.
I haven't.
Charlie, for miracles, I have no way of fathoming, has not generated any major form of negative reputation.
I think it's because he doesn't do reviewing of reviewers on people like.
Well, yeah, I haven't gone through his entire back catalog. I've seen most of his stuff, although I haven't watched a lot of his. I'll be honest, I haven't watched his early works, largely because They're not that
Then
great.
you under an assumption here then about the dude?
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was saying then basically what you're saying is that you're assuming something about Asalieri.
Correct.
No,
He based all of this on assumptions of me, basically.
I want to make this like super clear. It's not a decision based on who you are, at all. Asa.
It is. You're saying basically that I'm a pariah for good publicity is what you're saying.
In so many words, yeah. I'm saying is that it's not based on.
So that is based on, in effect, on what you.
No. It's based on who you're. It's not based on who you are. It's based on who you are perceived to be.
Yeah, except I'm not perceived to be anything right now.
I think. Really?
Really?
You should see the comments on my video.
Asa, I think that your reputation precedes you. I think you have a larger reputation.
What reputation is that?
Yeah, what is my reputation according to you?
I'm not saying that I'm agreeing with this. I'm saying this is what it is. So I want to make that very clear. But in general, the reputation is that you are overly negative.
Where are you getting this from? You have not presented me anything that gives me.
Dude. No
Frankly,
offense, man, but you actually have to kind of show exactly where
you should back this up. You should back this up with something other than slander. You should back it up with more than slander.
That's Helsing. That's Helsing, by the way. He
yes.
at your page and he didn't like it.
Helsing
I was not a fan.
And
fair enough.
Also, the guy who was Armig21, that actually was
Armig. Yes.
Armig21.
That actually was.
You guys are really shooting your site in the balls with your credibility as it is.
Yeah. Actually, I don't blame you for like kicking him out of the chat because I remember who sent us like Gervais's thing over Skype, and I said like put it in the chat, and like he put put it in the fucking your chat, and I'm like
put it in the stream chat. He meant to put it in the Skype chat. So that way, Andrew could have added him into our call because we wanted to talk to the guy.
Go back to one at a time here, probably.
It was one of the funnier mishaps, like to sort of come out of all this like super seriousness.
The point is for someone who seems to care so much about business acumen, you're not doing a good job of preserving your website's reputation right out the gate.
Well,
you have a
okay,
terrible
so
reputation now, and I'm going to make sure to keep it terrible.
Hold on. Now, you're saying that the reputation that we have in a 2-hour time span
is pretty shitty.
3 hours.
No. But I want to ask. I guess more specifically, what is the reputation, rather than just shitty?
Which I guess
that guy with the TNA.
You're basically the irate gamer to that guy with the glasses, AVGN.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're claiming that we're ripping off whatever.
Yeah, you have a
essentially.
You guys don't.
The
It's
layout,
not that you're ripping off. It's that you have nothing exactly original and/or new to present people that they can't get better.
You know what? And that's a fair.
And for someone like you to come and complain about my fucking videos and saying that they're terribly made, look at your fucking website. Look at that stupid Jeff Hardy lookalike you got over there. You think those are great camera values?
We're aware, girl. We are aware of the person, but still.
Okay, a couple of points.
Also, to be fair, I got to point this out here. It's when it comes to like negative feedback about Asa, your video. The only thing that I've heard is when I visit You Think, is whenever Judo Kanzo complains about you. That's the only negative thing I've heard. Just him bitching about you.
Wait, and he doesn't
guys, hold on, stop.
Anything to stand on.
The reputation about the site, you say that there's nothing original to add. Okay, that's fair. I mean, I don't agree with that. Obviously, if I agreed with that, I wouldn't be doing it.
If you agreed with that, you wouldn't have a site, correct?
Right. So I don't agree with that. But at the same time, I can't say that like you're I can try and go, I don't think so, and here's why. I can try and make an argument why we do have something else to offer. But at the end of the day, that's not a totally invalid or unfair opinion. You can have it, and that's
I certainly have it, and I'm telling you.
Yeah, so again, I have no problem with that at all.
But again, for you to say that my videos are poorly rendered or have poor quality of poor production values, when everybody on your site has very similar.
No, he's talking
about reputation, not
he said
there.
Well, earlier just now he said that my earlier videos are terrible.
No,
no, dude.
I
He
said that about
actually
Charlie.
was talking about the guy who knocked off you. He said that his early stuff was.
I said that about Charlie.
okay.
I said that because his he was editing on Windows Movie Maker. The lighting wasn't very good, and yeah. So I don't watch. I haven't watched his early reviews.
He's saying that you have a negative reputation, probably because you're with us.
with Busy Street, yeah. That's the other thing is I rarely even write for Busy Street as it is.
I know, but and
Busy Street, doesn't have that terrible of a reputation when you think about it.
I would very much.
They have a reputation, at least for honesty.
No, I would very much like to disagree with both points, and not to be too mean, but I will say that it is a very negative reputation, and no, it's not one that we would. And I said this very, very, I think, reasonably. It's a reputation that we don't want in any way to be affiliated with, and I think as a company, I think as a company, we have the right to say what kind of we have the right to say what kind of of how we are perceived publicly, by choice.
Certainly. But you judged me basically on.
I'm not judging. I promise you.
Judged me.
I'm not judging you. I'm saying is that it would be a poor business decision because of the harm that it could do to the brand.
Okay,
of the
so
company.
let me get this straight. Where did you think it was a great business decision to put the reviewer?
Not my decision. I'll say that right now. Charlie was signed long before I or anyone else at the top of the site. I guess we have a top now, which I really fucking hate. I'll be honest. I really wish we didn't have a corporate structure the way that we have now. But that's beside the point. That was a decision made long before Nick. Long before I came up, and it was Nick. It was Enigma who ran X&O, brought in Spazmaster, and he didn't bring in Spazmaster because of reviewer. He brought in for insert title here reviews, which I will unapologetically stand by as a really great show that I enjoy watching. I will say right here and now, I enjoy watching review.
Can you stand by every single product on your site?
Because Jordan's right.
No, hang on. I think it's a valid question I'm making.
That is a valid question. Can I stand by every single
product on your site?
On my site. I will answer it. I'll answer it in two parts. The first is I haven't because I did Extreme Network Online for so long that there's a lot of the stuff being brought in from the Geek Fighters that I can't speak for simply because I haven't watched them or haven't watched them enough. So it's not a matter of like.
So you help choose products for your website based on not even watching their stuff.
But here's the deal: I'm not the only one in charge.
You're one of the main guys in charge, though.
Yes, but I'm not the only one in charge. And
there's three of you, and I know one of them is not very vocal. You are perhaps the most vocal one of the guys who's in charge.
How do you mean by vocal?
As in, has
I do tend to talk a lot. That's
talk a lot and probably has
promote a lot.
Oh, promote the site a lot. Yeah, I do that.
No, it seems like you have more say also than the others. Nick seems to have less say than you do.
Well,
at least that's the impression he gives me.
Because Nick's not in charge.
But you're in charge.
But
yes, myself and a couple other people are in charge. And really, it's not a matter of. It's not a matter. I don't have any more authority than anybody else, but at the same time, I do tend to. I suppose what's the word? I tend to be more assertive in kind of if I feel like the site should go in one way, I tend to vocalize it more. Yes, that is fair, but that doesn't mean that I have any more authority to actually exact anything than anybody else.
So let's just summarize here. Do you have authority or don't you?
When it comes to talent pickups, I have no more authority. We have a different system for talent pickups than we have for the general power structure. So we have a generalized vote, and I am one of the voters. Yes, among I think it's 7. So I suppose I have equal amount of power when it comes to talent pickups as anybody else.
So you have an equal amount of power. So at least you have an equal amount of say.
Right.
Which would you say you don't stand by, if any?
You're asking me if I were to kick any show, if I would kick any show, what would it be?
What I'm seeing here is, you have 5 categories here. You have movies, TV, games, anime, tokusatsu, wrestling, music, and comics. Comics only has 1. Okay.
I know.
Comics,
God,
some of these, it seems like you have just too much. You're basically doing exactly the same thing that I criticize.
Yeah, you don't need like 4 anime reviewers.
4? There's more than that, guys.
Well, there's 4 anime reviewers and 1.
The Navigator.
Easy Writers tokusatsu reviewers who've actually got 4 anime reviewers, 1 tokusatsu reviewer.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Just because I'm stupid. What is tokusatsu now?
Power Rangers,
Rangers,
Japanese superheroes. Yeah.
Okay, I got it. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Now I'm informed. You learn something new every day.
Right.
Yeah, see, we're nerds at Busy Street too.
So again, it seems to me like okay, so what is new? What is different about your site that you can't already get better at that guy with the glasses?
Or frankly, elsewhere. Period.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
That makes you so worried about your.
All right, here's the deal. I'm debating on whether or not I should say this. I feel like I should, just because I do mean it, and so.
Say what you mean. You're human.
I'll just be straight honest. I'm going to say it if I mean it. When I want to watch something, when I feel the need to go and I got to watch a review because I want to watch a review and be entertained and get a good review. When I do that, I go to Reviewtopia first. Because
it's your website.
Well, it's your website.
Not because it's my website. Because I like way more shows on Reviewtopia. I think they're better. I think they're better written. I think they're better quality, and I think that they are better as reviews. Not just skits, not just riffing fests, but on expressing an opinion and generating conversation. I think that they're better.
No skits, huh?
I didn't say we didn't have skits. I'm saying is that as reviews, that I think the majority of us, and I can't say all of us, but the majority of us have not lost sight of the fact that these are also supposed to function as reviews at some point. I'll always point to 16-bit gems as an example of that being done well. I'll point to I'm trying to think of a good example of it done. Owen Citizen's Browse Held High is an example of that done well. Of honestly expressing an opinion and giving insight to the viewer. That's something I appreciate, and I think that we do it better. I watch these shows because I think that they're better. So I can't even recall the question. I believe the question was, what do we offer that guy with the glasses doesn't? I'm just going to say better content.
Better content, but are you sure that this isn't just nepotism speaking?
You're saying that I might be favoring the content higher because I know the people working on them.
Because you know them personally, they're your friends, and you like them as people, and you've known them, so therefore you're going to be obviously biased towards them.
You know what? Well, okay. I can't deny there's a little bit of that. It's only with a couple specific shows. For example, Raw Reactions, because Mark Muse and I talk a lot about wrestling. And we'll come up with jokes, and we'll make each other laugh in conversations. So
right.
I find
you're also I've also quoted you as saying, well, not quoted you yet, but I've had you say, hey, this guy's a really nice guy. I've met him, and we're really good friends and stuff. You did say that at one point.
Me and Mark Muse. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, again, you're inclined to like his stuff more simply because you're friends.
But in general, no, I do believe, like I said, I can count on one hand the amount of shows that I watch on Channel Awesome.
So can we?
Well,
me too.
Dude, same here, man.
Right.
Me, honestly, it's maybe 2, and those are Ashens and Larry. Like, that's it for me.
I mean, mine is Film Conscience.
Okay, so I guess what I was saying is that there is a little bit of that favoritism involved. Now, from an outside view,
hold on. I want to make that really clear. That is small and it's selective. For example, it's just, Raw Reactions is one that I do have a little bit of, I get an extra little kick out of it, just because the jokes him and I actually work on. Trying to think of another example of when I do that.
What makes your product better than, say, Wrestle Crap Radio? What makes
I've never listened to Wrestle Crap Radio.
Diamanda Hagen's product better than Cinema Snob, or Retro Gamer 3's product over a slew of video?
Over anybody's. I mean, Retro Gamer 3 has probably the worst product on their site, or one of the worst products on their site.
Oh yeah, because of the vlog style.
No, because he fucked the Nintendo 64.
Because he's basically taking the nerd shtick and making it his own.
Shit, did he fuck a Nintendo 64? Again, this is Geek, hold on. This is again Geek Fighter shows that I haven't watched all of yet. I'm getting around to it.
There's one video where he's like, "Oh, look at this slot," and then he starts fucking.
I'm trying to tell you, Peter. I know for a fact that he's mainly the reason why Asa didn't get on X&O. I know that for a fact. I'd rather not go into it, but I just know.
Yeah.
Okay. And the other thing
I realized that my scathing review of his product is one of the main reasons behind this, and I don't think that has been honestly addressed towards me. You go on these tangents saying that I have a bad rep and all that, instead of just telling me to my face, yeah, you know what? We like Retro Gamer 3. He's our friend, and because of that, we're kicking you out. Isn't there a little bit of...
I have a question. If I were to insist that it is because of the reputation that you have garnered, at the very least from where we can see,
I would appreciate it if you could back it up.
Reputation of pissing off 12-year-olds?
Yeah, no shit, dude. It's like,
from my point of view,
I would appreciate if you were going to make that argument that you could back it up with anything more than your own, perception.
Frankly, man, I feel as if we have the right to make a decision.
You have the right to make a decision. I'm just saying that your decision.
He just wants.
Nor do I.
I want honesty from you, and that's not what I'm getting from you.
Hold on. I want to make this very clear. I have never at any point been dishonest. I have told you things that I'm frankly a little uncomfortable saying, simply because I want to be honest. So
You're uncomfortable telling me you don't like my product? I'm not uncomfortable hearing it.
I want to make it very clear that the one thing that I will take a little offense to you insisting is that I'm not being honest with you. Because if I'm being...
Well, I also take offense to you telling me that I have a bad rep, and you don't hear me complaining about that, except to your face, like I should.
I'm being honest with you, so please don't insist that I'm being dishonest. Because
fair enough. Show me why I have a bad reputation.
And I don't feel like... And I'll be honest, I don't feel why I have to. The simple fact of the matter is...
Because when you don't back it up, that's called slander, sir.
No, I haven't said... No. And you want to know why that's not true? Hold on. That's not true. And you know that's not true. If you know anything what slander is, you know that's not true. Well, slander is statements made in public that cause harm to you financially. We have never done anything, made any statements to you publicly, nor have we made any damages to you financially.
We're not in court here, man.
But don't say the word slander if you don't know.
Well, look here, man. Now, here it is, though. Now, now, seeing as and how this isn't really like my fight, and I'm actually just kind of like standing off to the side. What I honestly, though, am hearing on my end is bad rep, and absolutely nothing to back it up, and that actually is not a good business practice. I mean, now that actually, saying.
Here's the dictionary definition of slander for you: a malicious, false, and defamatory statement.
Eric, hang on a moment. Now, that honestly, dude, would be like me opening up, let's say, a gas station. And I go, you know what, man? Pepsi? Now, Pepsi honestly is great. Pepsi actually can come in, but Coke honestly is fucking horrible. I am not stocking Coke. And people ask me why, and I go, I am just not. It's not really good for business if there's a lot of people.
My gas station will go down if I put this Coke in my thing.
Yeah. Hold on. And I just say that, and
here's why I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this right here. Okay. guys, and I know that I don't know who's in the conversation because I can't see the little icons at all.
I can
They
give you
somehow
the names.
disappeared.
I'm not Busy Street's leader. That's...
Okay, so a significant amount of folks from Busy Street are here in some
No,
fashion,
it's-
yes?
No. There's only one person from Busy Street here, and that's
Helsing is part-time.
I am
Okay.
sort of like a part-timer on Busy Street, but I honestly am not like a big name there or anything.
And
Just, he certainly didn't make his fame off of Busy Street.
Oh God, no.
and my name is, and I'm
His
David.
fame of no day game.
He's the game boob, and the other guy is the irate gainer.
Okay.
Yeah.
So okay.
buddy.
I am. Okay. So there is. I believe anybody here who has any association with Busy Street has to be at least familiar with the idea that us having any association with Busy Street
Would be awesome.
would turn off some potential site goers.
All right, let's talk about that. Who?
If I may, can I comment on
Yeah, you haven't at all yet,
Okay.
man. So you might as well.
Go ahead.
Yeah, dude, chime in.
Since I know the guys from Busy Street, like I know how their operations work. They're not just guys like, like vote the fanboy site. No. To me, Busy Street is only offensive to fanboys who take like shit so freaking serious. Like, for example, if they were to talk about a fanboy's favorite reviewer, and they were like, no, like you're just a troll site. You don't.
Hold on. I'm gonna I believe I'm going to make a statement on that. I think just a little bit here.
I'm listening.
I was reading an article recently. I can't remember who wrote it, but I don't particularly care.
I don't think the point is it doesn't really matter, but odds are it wasn't me.
Okay. Where I can't even remember the punchline of it, but basically it was
Is it the
Iron
one
Liz
on
is a
Apollo Hack?
What? No. It was
it the one
basically the punchline was Iron Liz is a man.
Well,
That actually is kind of
that's
funny,
probably
man.
that's like
I don't think that
that's
was
sort of
more-
a generic joke. Anyone could pretty much come up with that.
I
Like,
actually have
Yeah.
made that joke in like Skype
like,
calls.
Busy Street probably wasn't the first to come up with that.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm pretty sure Lord's Cats has been doing it for years now.
But my point is, your statement that Busy Street is only makes statements that would offend fanboys.
Yeah, well, they don't do it to provoke. They're just like sort of saying they sort of like give their 2 cents on reviewers that they find to be lacking in like how the whole angry reviewing like scene
on.
in general, like
Guys?
no one should. I personally
No, and he's talking about Iron Liz being a man. I don't know
Yeah.
when that was, but
Now that to me seems like a personal attack. That a personal attack, whether you think it's funny or a joke, like it doesn't like.
personally,
yeah.
I don't think it's really funny. All right, like,
But
I don't know.
regardless of scenario, that I don't think you have to be a fanboy to be offended by that.
I showed the pictures of her to my mother, to my.
I don't care. I don't care. It's a person. She's a person.
Yeah, but it wasn't a vicious attack. It's not.
It
like,
wasn't some like horrible thing, dude.
Well,
it
hold on a
was
second. Are you
a
sure it wasn't-
harmless joke on a
Time out.
website
Are you
that
sure it wasn't-
few people see.
Are you sure it wasn't in the comments? Because we have no control of our fans. They're stupid.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
that's
like,
Beyond
well.
that,
Then that's okay.
Now,
We can
here's-
get into a 24-hour long discussion on
Certainly.
whether or not a
Peter,
site is. Hold on.
To a certain degree, you can't. If I could quote Kevin Smith, you can't be like responsible for your audience. Because there was some. I remember on one of his DVDs. I'll keep this short. There was a chick who said she kind of felt like maybe alienated by the Jason Lee character. And say. Isn't that sort of a bad critique on gay culture to some degree? And the thing is, ultimately Kevin Smith wound up saying, you can't be responsible for your audience. You could just be responsible for you and whatever product you put out there, but you can't you can't endorse what every single fan of yours says.
See now, we can in fact get into a 24-hour long discussion on whether or not a site is responsible for their fan base or responsible for the type of culture, because there are internet cultures. We can agree a bit on that.
Yeah,
yes?
yeah. Carry on.
that they foster. That is a debate that probably is far longer than any of us are willing to delve into. So no, but But basically, no, it wasn't. It wasn't a claim made by a fan or a poster. It was statements. Just basically ad hominem attacks more than anything else. Personal, like very personal attacks.
Yeah, except my show has never once did an ad hominem.
No, but Asa, the problem is that you're associated with the busy street whether you like it or not.
So am I, dude.
So is
I
I
honestly don't have a
get that.
horrible rep.
I get that. Okay, I understand that, but here's my problem. Like, really put yourselves in my perspective.
Well, I'm going to put myself in your perspective. Indeed, what I'd like to tell you is that you're penny wise and dollar stupid, because you're worried so much as a business about who you have representing your site when you don't realize that a lot of the people that you already do have on your site are people who offer nothing new or exuberant or zany.
You know what?
Or different.
I'll be honest. I'm okay with that. Like, at the end of the day, if that's the case, which I don't believe is the case, but at the end of the day, if that's the case, that's something that I can feel comfortable with. You'd rather, correct me if I'm wrong here, you would rather be associated with, being considered the irate gamer to that guy with the glasses nerd than having some fanboys come in and say, this guy's an asshole. I want to make this really clear. It's not just fanboys who have a problem with Busy Street, and I really want to make that clear.
Dude, wrong. That actually is all that I've ever seen, is just nothing but fanboys bitching about whatever in the hell Jordan or Mike have posted.
Here's the deal, though. Just in the same way that everyone calls you guys trolls, and a lot of the time that isn't true or isn't an accurate description. I believe you guys just have are characterizing people as fanboys when they find just legitimate offense with some of the things that are being said, or not necessarily what are being said, but how they're being said.
Why would you feel offended if say, Spoonie is called gay, for example, something as simple and stupid as that? Why would you take offense to an ad hominem about him?
Especially considering all the yaoi artwork of him.
Oh God, I don't want to think about that.
Well, it exists.
I do not want to think about that.
If it's imaginable, it exists.
And now that's
but let's not go off on a tangent here.
What
do you call that when you take offense to something that is to a name that is given to
somebody else, to somebody who isn't even really connected to you?
I'm going to be honest. I just described that as being a compassionate person.
Compassionate.
I'm sorry. Listen. When something very mean is said about somebody who has feelings.
Spoonie doesn't seem to have feelings about other people, though.
Thing, man. It's not always the ad hominems that are being attacked here. Sometimes you can just say, "Well, I don't like their product. I think it's terrible," and you'll still get people that take offense to that and call that ad hominem and say that is trolling. It's like you're not allowed to have an opinion anymore.
Hold on here. You guys have said directly to my face in this conversation multiple times that you don't like the content that we provide, and you think that we're knockoffs. And I have. And
you're saying that we're characterizing this as fanboyism.
Hold on. But at every instance of you guys saying that, I have said, well, you know what? Okay. I haven't gotten pissed. I haven't felt personally offended. I haven't been. So no, I don't think. You said I don't like this guy's content.
But there are those who do, Peter, and those are the ones we call fanboys.
Okay. Yes, that's fine. But I'm saying
you're saying that it's wrong. That it's somehow wrong to characterize something stupid as something stupid. Call it.
No, I'm not saying that. I am not saying that at all. I'm saying is that when you go any step beyond. When you go any step beyond criticism, like actual criticism, that is citing what doesn't work, citing how possibly to make it work, and then citing what does work. That's criticism.
That's what I do with that is reviewer. Congratulations. You've described my show.
I know that. I'm saying that. I'm saying is that it doesn't matter what my opinion of your show is. Does that make sense? I could love it. I could hate it.
That's
doesn't matter.
correct. But you're saying that it's a bad business decision to put me anywhere near a website because I will bring it down to its knees with my terrible reputation.
No,
Which
I'm
you
not.
still haven't been able to prove what exactly is my reputation.
I'm not proclaiming doom.
The only thing you can say is busy street, busy street, busy
I haven't.
street.
Yeah, I can't find the article where we called out as a boy.
Hal,
Can I just say that I was the only one who provided a source of negativity towards Eric so far, and that was just like a forum that was provided by a guy who actually has a beef with Eric. I'm the only person so far.
I've said why it is that I don't. It's just this simple.
Then please provide an example. Give us a source.
Yeah, I can't find the
no.
article. I'm
hang
looking through the article.
It's just this simple. We don't want to be associated with the busy street, and I apologize if that offends you in some way. If it does, I'm sorry. If it doesn't,
why would it offend us?
No, it doesn't. I'm not associated with busy
Again,
street.
there's only exactly one full-time busy streeter here. There's only one full-time here, and he's right there on the corner.
Yeah, and
I don't think most people know that. To most people, there is a community. It's different. There is a community. There is a busy street community. Okay.
Yeah.
If you are and basically, we don't want to We don't want to take the risk of becoming associated with that community. It's just that simple.
But you don't mind taking the risk of being considered, a completely unoriginal site with talentless people.
I would, if okay. Here's the deal. If given the
reputation is reputation, bad is bad.
Hold on. If given the option between two obviously bad scenarios, well, I shouldn't say obviously bad, but from my perspective, two bad scenarios of being regarded as a knockoff website or being regarded as associated with the busy street. I'll be honest, I'd rather be the knockoff.
Yeah, but you're just saying busy street without any backing up any
Again, you're saying that, hey, busy street sucks, and I hate busy street, and I don't want to be associated with busy street.
If you guys are, I've said why people would find busy street, not just fanboys. I've said why that not just fanboys would in fact have a problem with busy street.
Which is funny because let me tell you a little something about busy street. A couple of months ago, when you first had these concerns, when we first had our conversation, and I went to your place and we had a rather tense conversation, much like this one.
We're both on Skype. It's in a place.
It's a place in that I was in your group where I was persona non grata. Here the tables have turned.
I don't think. Listen, I guess you're taking the internet more seriously than I am because I don't really consider it.
If you're not taking the internet seriously, then why would you care about?
Why do you care so much about business acumen here?
Because I care.
He does have a point.
We're not taking the internet seriously either.
Here's the deal. I'm not a person who invests himself in the internet or internet cultures. I never have been in my life. And truthfully,
Reviewtopia.net. Internet culture.
That actually is technically a culture, dude. Just saying.
Yep.
I know this, but at the same time, I'm more invested in talent. I'm more invested in entertainment. I'm more invested in the content.
Busy and just saying, man. Just saying. No, that is exactly what Busy Street has: talent and content.
Okay, I know that's fine. I'm just saying that
I didn't get to finish my thought before.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, bro.
Back then, when I was in your neck of the woods over there, you basically said that they had a bad reputation and that people shunned the site. We actually have way more readers now than we had back then. We've triplified, almost quadruplified our readers, and a lot of the comments are positive, sir.
That's true. You have your own community, and I'm not denying that. In fact, I said that you do. I insisted that you do.
And we're actually trying to get away from that guy with the glasses bashing.
They've been trying to shed that whole idea of, we're nothing but trolls, and they've been succeeding at it, actually. And I think you're...
Okay, but now I want to make a quick note here. You guys were insisting that, no, there's no such thing as Busy Street has no form of reputation. That there's no reputation to the Busy Street.
We don't have any actual reputation outside of fanboys who go, they were picking on Sony.
Okay, so here's my biggest thing. Is you guys, just in the same way that people might disregard your criticisms as trolling, you guys are disregarding anybody who might have a problem with what you're saying straight up as fanboys. And I feel like it's a...
We're not. No.
We're not.
If somebody actually has, dude, like a valid argument that isn't just whimpering, that actually happens to go beyond whimpering and going, oh, you are picking on, like so and so, we actually will listen to those.
Yeah,
but dickheads, dickheads who come in and go, oh my god, you honestly have no right to be mocking the Linkara. Well, those people are fanboys, and we shouldn't have to put up with them.
Yeah, I can give an example. We used to think TV Trips was nothing but that guy with the glasses, like, beat offery, and then they linked me to their, like, dethroning moment of suck page with that guy with the glasses. So I wrote in the article, proven wrong. You guys got us.
Right.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, see?
My point is that, yes, people have a problem with the busy street. More people than I believe you guys want to... a significant amount of your traffic, I wouldn't say a significant amount, I should say a healthy portion, not most, but a healthy portion of your site is, of traffic to your site is folks going to the website as a weird form of masochism, a well, I shouldn't say schadenfreude, but it's,
Really? It's a masochistic thing to go to the busy street and read their articles.
Well, then it would be their videos and do all this other stuff. That is some sort of like a form of like self torture. Is that what you're trying to tell us here?
I'll say this, and I can only speak on behalf of myself in this regard. Although I do not believe this is a abnormal or unusual reaction to the website. It's that. When I read something that is a personal attack on somebody, regardless of really who it is, it does make me feel bad. It does. I mean, you may think that that's sappy, you may think that's fucking naive, but it does. It honestly does. I don't feel that that's ever called for.
And we take the internet too seriously.
It's not about the internet. It's not about... I'm saying is that...
This is on the internet.
It doesn't change what's being said, whether it's being typed or whether it's being spoken.
And it doesn't change, apparently, the fact that you care too much about it and then say that we're the ones
you can say that I care too much about it. But I will also say there are many, many people who also care too much about it. And frankly, I don't want to risk alienating those same people.
But you're alienating them by other means anyway.
No, I'm alienating another group of people. You know what? The fact of the matter is that that we as a site are sort of in a no-win situation. I do believe that if we are more comfortable with the busy street crowd, well, we end up alienating folks who find the busy street crowd offensive. And if we shun the busy street crowd, we obviously alienate the busy street crowd.
And you're
so does that make sense? Like it is a choice. We do have to make a choice. And at the end of the day, given between those two options, I feel that the better of the two options for the brand, for the website, the one that is healthiest is and the one that I personally, the kind of company that I would feel comfortable running, that I would be proud to run, is the one that does not alienate people who take personal attacks too seriously.
Instead, you alienate talent.
If that's the case, then that's the case. Does that make sense?
So, does it ever occur to you that there's also another harm you're doing to your site, and that is angering people who could possibly really do some damage to your site?
See, now, and this is the strangest thing, I suppose.
I mean, there's also word of mouth, man, and
no, you're right.
Believe me when I tell you right now, word of mouth is going to be not exactly positive on your site.
Well, yes, in your circles,
right
word
now,
of mouth, yes.
Your word of mouth is going to bury your site.
Well,
so as someone who cares about their business acumen, you're not doing a good job.
Hold on. The busy street crowd will not like our site, and frankly, I won't lose a wink of sleep over that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, dude, no offense, man.
Well, for someone who cares about their business acumen, you certainly don't care about your website's reputation.
No offense there, dude, but guess what?
Now planning on squashing article in like
You severely underestimate what 10,000 subscribers can do, what 3,000 subscribers can do, and what, God knows what other people's subscribers
It's not a matter of that. It's a matter of...
It's a matter of losing viewers, sir, and you are going to lose them when your reputation gets around that you're nothing new under the sun.
Eric,
That's fine.
Allow me actually to just say something here.
Sure.
Now, you guys actually were doing your stream, and I actually was told to go in there and check it out, and I asked simply one thing: sell me on this.
Sure.
And you guys, honestly, I actually sitting there watching it, going, this stuff is just not all that good.
Okay.
And I personally was tempted to actually go onto the site and see if I could find anything, interesting or relevant on the site. However, though, now with you actually saying that you honestly don't really want to be associated with us at all, and you're basically just seeing us as this horrible tumor that could possibly ruin your quote unquote business. It actually is kind of sort of alienating us, and that honestly offends me worse than anything else, dude. You actually have sat here and you have done nothing but fucking double talk your way out of this, and you haven't told us a goddamn thing, and I'm getting really sick of it. You honestly, dude, are sitting there giving off all of these bullshit, half-assed fucking excuses.
Very Dixie Carter.
I am getting
the
sick
same
and
way I
tired.
do, Helsing.
Okay.
You realize what I'm talking to here when I tell you that this guy is a duplicitous douchebag?
Yeah. I mean, you know what, dude? I seriously was sitting here saying I honestly was not going to get into this. Thing is, though, is just that you honestly come off as just such a fucking cock end that I honestly don't know how anybody can actually tolerate you for any lengthy period of time, and I really don't see how you are going to keep this site going.
Business acumen.
And I honestly do not see how you are going to keep this site going for any longer than a couple of months. Because
for a guy who says that he cares about the business of his website and your business acumen, you certainly don't realize that diplomacy is a part of it.
Right, and I'll be honest, and I guess I failed if that's the case, but I have tried my best to be relatively diplomatic. I will admit that simply stating I don't feel the need to cater to the busy street audience. Isn't the most diplomatic of tacts, but at the same time, as I mentioned before, I'll be honest.
You're saying it like it's a bad thing.
I'll be honest. I do regard it as a bad thing. Yes. I do regard the busy street audience as if our audience were built up of the folks who frequent the busy street in earnest, not in any sense.
That seemed to be all who was in the chat, honestly.
Which is unfortunate.
That actually was mostly who was in the stream.
So that seems to be your audience, bro.
Which is unfortunate. We were quite frankly disappointed that the busy street folks were there. And frankly, one of the best things that we were hearing is that folks who actually are there because they want to see our stuff, who are actually fans.
I did, dude, and you failed miserably.
I know that, man. And you know what? Listen, that's good. Do you understand that?
Well, yeah, dude. The thing is, man, is just the fact that you honestly have been sitting there, busy street was there, and I honestly
if you come to the website, and you find nothing of interest, okay, hang on.
All of us went there.
You're a hateful human being,
guys.
For a guy who doesn't care about what people supposedly say about other people.
I honestly don't hate. This is insane.
You have so many feelings and all that. You don't care what trash you talk about people, do you?
What I was trying to say was, all of us.
You're a duplicitous douchebag.
All of us went there with a completely open mind, and we honestly were hoping for the best. And when we finally got there, and when we finally saw what was there, we saw a cesspool of knockoff bullshit garbage. And I'm sorry, I'm sorry if I'm coming off as harsh, but that honestly, dude, is just how I feel about it.
Right. And okay, and that sucks. That sucks that we like. It does suck that we weren't able to win you over. But frankly, not everyone's going to buy Adidas. You know, like that's if I were to make the claim that
not everyone is going to buy the the flea market brand. This is not even Adidas and Nike. This is fucking flea market.
Here's my point, man. If I took every single person coming to the website and not liking it personally, for the love of God, I would have never gotten on camera.
Yet you take every single person at Busy Street personally for what they say. So
no, I want to make this really clear. I have no problem with you coming in, checking out the stuff, and going, "This is nothing new. There's nothing I want to watch here." And
which we did.
Leaving. Yeah.
And then when you started whipping out the band hammer, that's when we decided to fuck with you. So apparently you can't take criticism.
You banned all of us. You banned all of us, dude, like multiple times. So.
And then you're like,
can I make a quick note on that for just a fast moment?
I'm listening.
Okay. The Busy Street.
Yeah.
What's one of those rules? What trolling isn't? What's that rule? That trolling is not trolling if you don't go to their turf or whatever it is.
Yeah, and it's also not trolling.
We weren't insulting you on your turf. We were merely saying, "Hey, this isn't really all that good." Sorry, dog. It wasn't. We didn't enjoy it.
That honestly was it, and suddenly, boom, banning.
That is hold on. That is not the full extent of what was being
said.
You spoonified us, dude.
That's pretty much all I did. I didn't link to any Goatsy. I didn't link.
We didn't link to you to any pictures, dirty pictures.
I'm sorry. Hang on. Is literally the expected cutoff point Goatsy? Is that really the line?
No, I'm just giving an example.
Okay. I'm sorry. I was sort of like, whoa, if that's Jesus.
That was just something that was.
Yeah, no, I see your point though.
List of examples.
We didn't. And this sort of does come back. This sort of does come back to the a bit of a point of conversation that we had earlier, which was whether or not a website or anybody has the right or responsibility to craft or shape their own fan base and what kind of culture they generate, and whether or not they're responsible for the culture that they generate. And frankly, it is our website. We do have the right to, at the very least, on our own website, to, for example, if we don't, this is just an example, if we don't want to accidentally become 4chan, we have the right to not. Like, I have the right as a company to, as somebody who has a stake in a company, to not have to run a company that because of people that I have waved my hands and gone, I'm not going to make any control over this. I have the right to not have to run a company that I'm not proud of. A good example of this is Rule 34. The person behind that website is ashamed of it, and the people who go to it, because she did not do anything to curb the sorts of conversations and the sorts of images that were going there. So we do have the responsibility, or we do have the right, I believe, to yes, try and say what kind of a culture we want to be a part of, and we want to be known for.
So what do you want to be known for?
We want to be a place where a conversation about movies, TV, games, anime, all this, where a conversation about the qualities, the pros, the cons, and all of that is welcome.
We have that. It's called Gaia Online.
I'm sorry?
We have that. It's called Gaia Online.
Gaia Online
it's called Facebook. It's also everywhere.
Called Busy Street.
Busy Street. That is also called Busy Street.
But okay. Anyway, where conversation about that is contentious, where conversation about these topics goes somewhere. So we finally get to the pros and cons of a movie, whether what worked, what didn't, and we stick to the movie. It isn't about personal attacks. It isn't about trying to make jokes out of the people's expenses. It isn't about.
So it isn't about humor in the least there.
If that's what you find humorous, I guess I'm
just saying humor. Humor is all about making, let's say it here, humorous observations. Now, if what you're going to do is say this works, this doesn't, that's not humor.
Okay.
You see what I mean?
Listen, if you think that, then that's, I guess, a disagreement on humor, which, in my opinion, isn't a statement on ethics. It isn't a statement on anything other than
ethics. Okay, so what exactly am I doing that's so unethical, Peter?
Hold on. All it means is that you don't find what we're trying to do with the website funny, and we don't find what you guys in the chat were bringing to the table as funny or contentious.
Exactly was I bringing to the table to be banned at least 3 times?
Or contentious.
But you do read our website, right?
I check it out.
No, he doesn't.
You do check out our website, all right.
You see, he only banned you because you were from Busy Street.
And
no!
He
doesn't want to be associated with Busy Street. There's a conflict of interest with having you in his chat.
Hang on.
That's like that if we didn't like something that we weren't supposed to watch it, but you just used the excuse about people being masochists. If we can't use the excuse about being masochists, then I don't really think you can.
No, I see your point. Here's the difference, I suppose, if I may. The difference to me seems that while, yeah, I go to the Busy Street, and yeah, it's a masochistic activity that I engage in, one that I do not enjoy every time I go, and I leave every time going, why the fuck did I do that?
Yeah, like if you don't like it, then don't read it.
But here's the difference: is I have yet, nor will I ever, go out in public and talk about the Busy Street, and that's the difference.
That's the difference.
Yeah, you go to Spoon. You go and watch Spoonie as a masochistic activity, and that's on you.
I don't.
Okay,
I don't.
I apologize. You keep up with Spoonie as a masochistic activity.
No,
I don't know. I have not seen a Spoonie review in a long ass time. I have parodied the man, however, and I've enjoyed doing so.
You keep up with reviewers that you do not like.
No, I don't.
And you guys review movies that you don't like.
Right.
Basically, just if you don't like it, don't fucking read it.
Pretty simple.
Did you hang up on him, Andrew?
Oh, you better fucking believe it.
Oh, Andrew, you magnificent bastard, you. I love you. What a douchebag, dude. What a fucking douchebag.
Can I also just point out something out here? Is that it's he talks about how he's very sensitive about people like insulting other people that he doesn't like hearing that. Now, here's my question. Let's say Spoonie has been known to call out his fans and say really terrible things to his fans. So, would he also find offense in what Spoonie does?
I don't know.
Yeah. See, he's a double talking dick.
Yeah, it's and Eric, I was saying this to you privately. Like, he acts like he's fucking Eduardo Savary. No, I'm the business end of this company. I'm the CFO. I know, Eric. I'm the CFO. I'm out there riding internet trains 14 hours a day, searching for new talent.
And I will also say this, Brian, and I do mean no offense whatsoever about this, is that it's listening to him. I mean, it is so evident how poorly planned and conceived this whole website was. Is that if he's not familiar with, the content of the merger or some of the other people's videos, I mean, to me, that's just bad. It's just wrong.
Was I wrong or was I wrong, man?
You were right, man.
I find myself to be a pretty decent judge of character, and that guy just rubs me the wrong fucking way.
He doesn't fucking get it. He thinks Busy Street is infectious. Busy Street is not fucking infectious, okay?